So, Stella got her groove back. Ha! Did she ever lose it? What was all of that about? And what is it about for you and me? I mean, I look at women, I have women in my life, friends, and they're looking for that something. They're looking for that special. They're looking for that forever love. And the question becomes, does that exist? And I just want you guys to know that it really does. It does take work. It doesn't fly out of the sky. It doesn't just by osmosis knock on your door. It requires work. It requires thought. It requires being intentional. I feel like I say some of these same words over and over again because it's not a new plan. It's not a new cake. It's not a new recipe. It's been the same since then and it remains the same now. You have to know you. You have to understand you. You must dig deep down into you, find out you. Do you really have non-negotiables? We did a show and I had several people on there and people had their own different ideas about non-negotiables. I'm not here to tell you the rights or the wrongs of the non-negotiables. I'm not here to tell you that your non-negotiables are wrong. I'm here to tell you to own your non-negotiables. So let me walk you down my personal road, okay? And then you can pull from that what you want. So for me, I'm looking for somebody that has an active relationship with Christ, period. Not that they just go to church. That's a real thing for me. I am looking for someone who knows the word as well or better than me because it is their job in my eyes and according to scripture that they usher me into the presence of the Lord, that they educate me, that they help do interpretation, Bible study of the word, that we do that in conjunction. That they have a servant's heart, meaning that they're not always about themselves, that they can step back. Come on, y'all, step back. And they can be real for you, that they can look at it and say, I'm going to put my desires aside and I'm going to meet your desires. And then I'm a romantic. Let's face it, Stella got her groove back. And that's just because of what I enjoy, right? And you want that to be present. You want that to be ever there. He must be able to provide for me. That is a requirement, that he can take care of me in the manner in which I am accustomed to being taken care of. He must be a protector, someone that I feel safe around, someone that I feel confident around. What are your non-negotiables? Finances. Is it children? Do you want children? If you want children, how many? What are you two in agreement for? When it comes to raising them, are you there? All of those things must be discussed. Stop waiting until you've married or you've been involved for a long time and then you say, well, dang, I didn't think that he was like that. I didn't know that she was like that. Ask questions up front. Do a list. Do a list. You should have your personal preferences, you should have your professional preferences, and you should have your romantic preferences. You should have those things that are real to you so that when you date, when you are with that person, you are doing this intentionally. You can ask the questions that matter to you. You can spend your time on that. Non-negotiables. I have a line that I draw on the line in some things. For me, you must be a Christian. I don't date somebody who is of another faith. That's just a line that's drawn in the sign. What are your non-negotiables? And I am not saying if you do that, that it's not correct or that I'm going to challenge you. I'm not going to challenge you because your non-negotiables are your truth. You just have to have them. When is the last time that you actually sat down? Come on, y'all. That you sat down and did an introspective test of yourself and asked yourself, what do you really like? What are you really interested in? We have a non-negotiable app that is coming out and it was designed just for that. It's designed to do exactly what we're talking about so that you will answer your non-negotiables and then you can stand by those non-negotiables. And then on top of that, you will be able to actually on a date bring up those non-negotiables. You will know whether you should have a second date. It sounds repetitious and I get this, but there isn't a new swag to this. There isn't a new proposition to this. You just have to know. You just have to decide. I laugh a little. I have a niece. Well, I have 5 nieces, but one that I spend time with that actually comes around and spends time with me. And you have to pursue her. She is not one that pursues somebody. You can pursue, and I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I just happen to know that that is her and that's her personality. So, and she's okay with that. She accepts that if something doesn't come her way because she doesn't make the first step, she's okay with that. Are you okay with your positions? Are you okay with the things that you stand on in life? Those are the important things, you guys. Listen to me. Come closer. Come closer. Turn off that TV. Put that other phone down. Tell that person that's next to you talking to shut up and look at me. Let's do this. Let's do this. Who are you? What do you want? Do you take the pain that you have had from previous relationships? Do you take those and do you hold that as a mirror to somebody else and hold that against that person? Because you can't do that. And that's where that pain and that hurt comes in. If you can't be with somebody or spend time with somebody without looking at them through the prism of somebody else that's wronged you, you are not ready to date. You need to sit down. You need to heal. You need to go into your quiet pace. You need to discover yourself. You need to, for those of us who are of the faith, you need to pray. You need to have God heal all that brokenness in you so that you can step forward and that you can be whole. We talk about a piece of man is better than no man. Well, a half a woman is not better than a whole woman. And so you need to be whole. You need to be free. You need to be excited about your life. And guess where I'm at? I know that if that never comes my way, I am good with Angela. I like hanging out with Angela. I think Angela is a trooper. So you have to be okay. And that's the thing. Don't settle. Don't compromise because you are desperate, desperately seeking. Stop that. You're not desperate. There is somebody out there for you if that is your desire, and you are to wait patiently. You are to prepare yourself. You are to be getting to know yourself. You are to be exploring and identifying and positioning. Funny note, told my niece that it was her job when she does find that person that she needs to be his biggest cheerleader, but she needs to find somebody that she can cheer. Other note, told my niece she may not cook every day, but she should know how to cook some meals so that sometimes when he comes over, she can prepare a meal. Come on, ladies. We've gotten so caught up in society. I remember growing up in that song, Angelique the perfume, and it said, she can bring home the bacon, she can fry it up in a pan, and she said, she can do it all, and she will never, never, never let him forget that he's a man. She took him out of space and just said, basically, I just need a boo thing. Is that all that you want is a boo thing? And I'm not saying that you're right or wrong because it's your truth, but you just need to be honest with yourself and accept that and not become disappointed, not feel that somehow you've been wrong, not feel that somehow you've become a victim because you have allowed yourself to step away from what you thought were your truths and then you evolved into what your real truths were. That's okay though. Once you find your center, once you find your real truth, guess what? You can make that shift. Just make the person you're with known about that shift. Make them known about those changes that you were feeling. Let them know that evolution that is involved. Communication is huge. Communication is something that is missing so much in relationships because we are afraid to express ourselves. You need to be in a safe place. You need to understand yourself. You need to thrive in who you are. You need to believe that there is nothing better than you in the realness of who you are. You don't need somebody to come in and change you. You don't need to try to change somebody else. Can you accept the person who has come into your world as who they are? And if nothing changes, can you live your rest of your life with that? And vice versa. So at the end of the day, Stella never lost her groove. She just came into her own. She just came into her own understanding. She just received that she was worthy of something special. And so she did not settle for less than that. So don't settle, ladies. Don't settle, gentlemen. Find the best that's out there and enjoy it because you absolutely can have love on your terms.